My mic was muted. What's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Carnage. And we are once again on the channel with the second ever episode of Madrid Hype, where we're going to be talking about everything focusing around Real Madrid, trying to make this a daily show Monday through Friday. Still got to work out the timing, right? Still got to work out, like how long I'll be doing these for and whatnot. But regardless, look, big up to everybody that's in here. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel as well. And yeah, man, big up to everybody that's already in. I see you guys here, bro. Big up to my guy Mahmoud. Big up Chakadel and also Rajat. What's going on? What's going on? But man, how you guys feeling, bro? How you guys feeling? Whether you're a Madrid fan or not, I hope that you guys are having a great day. And there's a lot of news to get into, right? I mean, we all know yesterday wasn't the best. And I don't even know where to start. But before I actually get into it, right, because we do have a few topics that we definitely have to talk about, I do want to make an announcement real quick that I will not be able to do the Tottenham versus Leicester City game tomorrow. That's not something, tomorrow, later today. I'm not going to be able to do that. Had some things come up for work. So I'll watch the game, but won't be able to do that on stream. So, hopefully, like nobody was necessarily waiting for me to do a live stream or not. But yeah, just want to put that out there. But yo, we got to talk about Madrid, man, because I'm still a little pissed off about yesterday's performance against Mallorca, right? 1-1 draw, but it feels like a loss. It does not feel like a game that we that we got points from. It doesn't even feel like a game that we deserved points from. We were getting cooked the entire game. We were getting cooked. From the minute it kicked off, Mallorca were on our ass. Now, we ended up being able to score first, right? Rodrygo took that goal well. The vibes in the watch-along were nice. We were all feeling super hyped. And then it's like after we scored that goal, nothing else came from that. And we were just barely holding on, right? I think the only reason that we got any kind of points from that game is because of how mid Mallorca are in terms of just the quality in their squad. They don't have any world-class players. They don't have anybody that could really put away those chances and punish us, because that's exactly what should have happened. We should have been punished yesterday. If we were going against a Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, right, if this was a Champions League game against any of the big clubs in Europe, we would have got smoked yesterday. The system just failed us. It failed. And, there was a lot of hype going into it, right? Mbappe's LaLiga debut, right? We want to see how the front three was going to play this game, right? We're coming off of a UEFA Super Cup win over Atalanta, where we also kind of played a little bit shaky as well. And the performance yesterday, it looked like we regressed. It was crazy. But what I'll say is maybe there is an argument that a formation change is needed. Now, I personally would still stick with that 4-3-3. I'd give it another game, right? Like, who's our next game against? I have no idea. But I would try it against them as well, right? Let's see how that performance is, because I don't really think that it could get much worse than what we saw yesterday. And the reason why I'm also upset is because Mallorca are, this is a game that we should be easily steamrolling teams like this. I predicted 3-0, right? I think last season Mallorca came 15th. And I think this season they're going to be down there as well. They're going to still be, I think, trying to fight off relegation. Their season objective is to just stay up. So to drop points against a team like that, it's super annoying, regardless of what the context is. Because I understand, right, that Mbappé is a new addition to the side, so we got to learn how to play with him in the front three, with Vinny and all these things. And I also get that we have a huge loss in our team with Toni Kroos no longer being here, right? The midfield has to learn how to adjust. But I think regardless, that performance yesterday was just unacceptable, bro. It was awful. Real Madrid going to bounce back. Don't worry. Big up Mahmoud. Chukadel says, I hope they can bench Mbappe and play a 4-4-2. So you're not going to bench Mbappe. And I think a 4-4-2 maybe can work with the same exact personnel out there, right? I mean, we could talk about that in a little bit, right? Yeah, we'll get into that, bro. Don't worry. What's going on, Rashad? Big up, bro. Like your channel, and Real will probably get back fine. I think that we will. I think a lot of people want it to be all doom and gloom at Real Madrid, bro. It's not going to be all doom and gloom, right? I just think the players, they do have to learn how to play together, right? They look like a team that doesn't have the chemistry, and that's because, again, no Toni Kroos, and then you make a big addition in Mbappe. But at the end of the day, you're at Real Madrid. So while there is context to why the performance did not look that good, you don't really have the time to be dropping points and to figure it out, right? You have to figure it out while also getting the results, because we are expected to win more trophies this season, right? And we are expected to retain La Liga. I mean, I know that we haven't done it, and I don't think no teams won back-to-back titles for a while, but that is the expectations, right? Yo, big up to everybody that's in here, man. Yes, what's going on, bro? Welcome. I don't think I've ever seen you in the chat. Yep, just subscribed. My guy, welcome to the channel, bro. I was gonna say I don't think I've ever seen you in here, but glad to have you in, man. Well, go on, Donna. Mr. Well, there's a fake. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, look, I know that you're the real Donna because you're a member of the channel. So you don't got to worry about the fake one. The fake one won't be a member. So then that's how I'll know. And again, okay, I got you. I got you. Yeah, what's up, though, bro? What's going on? What's going on, man? But look, I think there's a few things that we could look at yesterday that kind of does point to why we struggled so much against Mallorca, right? And I am a bit more calm because yesterday I was pissed. If anybody was watching my watch-along, if anybody checked out the match reaction, if you haven't, make sure you go ahead and look at that. But I was pissed, right? Because my thing is, thank God Courtois is in mid-season form already because he was making big saves, right? And again, Mallorca should have been up like three goals. They should have scored 3 goals. Really, like that's how many chances they created. They were in and around the box. They were hitting us on the counter. And I think a reason for that is because of our midfield. The midfield right now has no balance. Like, that's one of the main issues. There's nobody that can control the game, right? If you look at Jude, his best qualities are off the ball. Same thing with Fede Valverde. His best qualities are off the ball. Tchouaméni, his best qualities, again, off the ball. So you have 3 midfielders who are engines, right? They're workhorses, right? They're going to run, they're going to press, they're going to be everywhere. But then when it's time to get on the ball, none of them can really control the midfield because none of their best abilities are on the ball per se, right? Like Jude's best abilities is his pressing, is his work rate, and his box crashing. Valverde's kind of similar. Tchouaméni is more defensive, right? He's going to be behind those guys while they go up the pitch and join the attack. So again, this is why you're feeling the loss of a Toni Kroos not being there. Because Toni Kroos last season was, again, generational player. One of the best center mids in the world. He controlled that midfield, right? And we don't have anybody in our squad that is a like for like in terms of skill set, right? Because there is nobody in world football that can immediately fill the hole that Toni Kroos has left with those level of performances. But there are midfielders out there that do have similar qualities, right? Like an Enzo Fernandez at Chelsea. I think if Enzo Fernandez was at Real Madrid, he would cook in that Toni Kroos role. A deep-lying center mid that's a great passer of the ball. We missed that. And that's very evident. We saw it against Mallorca. And I think that's why our back line and Courtois were underneath so much pressure because we couldn't control the ball in the middle of the field. You guys all know that the midfield is where games are won and lost. Am I lying, chat? So that's something that we're going to have to adjust. And I know that some people want a 4-4-2, right? They want to go back to the diamond. And I think our next game against, Real Valladolid, I would still run that 4-3-3 with the exact same lineup because that's what I prefer to see. But if we go out there and struggle against Valladolid, then yeah, we got to switch some things up for sure because that's unacceptable. I think Mbappe as well did not play well. Stinker. Did nothing. Made a few good runs, but ultimately wasn't effective. Vinicius, I believe he got the assist to Rodrygo. But regardless, his performance was not good. Rodrygo, he scored the goal, so I'm giving him a little bit of grace. But he didn't play that well like that, right? Like the goal was nice, and I'm glad that he scored it. My Bengali baller. But at the end of the day, this wasn't enough. And an issue that a lot of people were bringing up when we first signed Mbappe is how is this front three going to work? Now, I do want to share my screen and show you guys something. And real quick, I will get back into the chat, guys. So, you get your chats in. Don't worry. I never miss chats. I love talking to you guys, but I just kind of want to make my points before I, start bringing up chats. So I do want to share my screen, and I want to show you guys the average. Hold on. Where is it at? All right, yeah, I do want to show you guys the average position of each player yesterday, right? Let's pull this up. Where is it at? Here we go. Look at this shit right here, chat. What the fuck is this? What is this? I need you guys to take a second and look at the average position of this squad. This is where the players were yesterday on average. Now, I know a lot of times when I talked about how Carlo's going to manage this team with the front three, and how I always say that it's going to be fluid, right? Like, there's going to be times where just because Mbappe is starting as a striker, there's still going to be times when you see him pick the ball up on that left wing, right? You might see Vinny get the ball on the right wing. You might see Rodrygo get it on the left, Vinny down the middle, Mbappe on the right. And we did see that a little bit yesterday. But when I'm looking at the average position of the squad, this is ridiculous. And there were times when I saw all three of them on the left wing. And I'm like, brother, that's not going to work. That cannot run. Look at the average position of yesterday's match. I cannot believe this. This right wing is completely forgotten about, non-existent. And then you have Rodrygo, who's played more central. You might as well go to the 4-4-2 and play him as an attacking midfielder if this is where he's going to be, if he's starting on the right wing. Vinny and Mbappe hugging that left wing. And I know that I give Carlo a lot of credit for how he manages, right? I don't like when coaches give too many instructions. When they're on the touchline doing all this and pointing and screaming, shut the fuck up. Leave the players alone. That's how I view it. But with this information, I think Carlo does have to give them some instructions in terms of they can't have this much freedom. They cannot have this much freedom if this is what it's going to look like. Danny Carvajal is basically our right winger. He's the right back. Like, look, the defense does not have to worry about a whole other side of the pitch because on average, our players are not there. That's not good. Like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Hold on 1 second, chat. It actually pissed me off when I saw this. I just... man. So already. Which players do you want to sign in the future? Please read comments more. So I'm going to read comments when I get a chance, right? Big up to you for joining, but, don't tell me what to do, if that makes sense, right? Like, I always get to comments, right? Like, I never ignore the chat. I appreciate everybody that always joins and puts their comments in. But I got to make my points, right? If I'm just bringing up chats as soon as they come in, then I'm going to forget my points and I can't finish them. So big up to you, bro, for, being here. And if you subscribed, I appreciate that, bro. But, you got to just be a little patient. I saw you say hi twice in the chat. Just relax, bro. Relax. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. But in terms of which players do I want to sign, just in terms of this summer, realistically, right? We can sign most players. So it's like there's no point in even saying the realistic part. But I think, like, in general, I think we need another midfielder, to be honest. And I think that we need another striker. And I'm going to talk about that, right? Because losing Joselu is a big miss for us. Going to touch on that in a second. But, I mean, who do I want, bro? I mean, look, and we haven't really been linked to them, right? But again, I brought up Enzo Fernandez. A lot of people don't rate him because, what's going on at Chelsea. I think Enzo in a stable team, he could cook at a Real Madrid, right? There's no real wingers, nothing that I want. I say that we need another defender as well, right? Like another center back. But, I don't really know, bro. I don't really know. You know what? After I get through the comments, I'll bring up a player that I really want. I'll bring it up. And keep in mind that striker comment that I just made. Because, yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Please tell Staffy also. Okay, I got you. Okay, I got you, Donna. Bonjour, Adam. Bonjour. Damn, my guy. No, I mean, I'm like, I'm not trying to rant. It's just, I'm still mad about the performance. And I've been getting trolled a lot because of it. And it's like, bruh. And it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Look, let people talk shit now. Because when it ends up working and when we end up cooking, everybody's going to be changing their opinion. And, you know, everybody's going to be like, oh, it's all right. It's all right, bro. Rodry and Wirtz? Yeah, but Rodry's not realistic, is he? He's at Man City. And we don't need Rodry. We have Tchouaméni. We need a center mid. Rodry's a great DM, but we have Tchouaméni. I'm sticking by my guy, Tchouaméni. We need a midfielder that could be a deep-lying center mid that's a great passer of the ball. Rodry's not that. Don't rate Paz that much. Yeah, we'll talk about Nico Paz after I'm done just talking about the game. João Felix is average at best. I think João Felix is a decent player. He's not trash, right? And he's not... I think he's solid. I think João Felix can be a good player for Chelsea. They don't need him, though, right? They already have a lot of players that kind of fit that profile. Chelsea need a striker. Like, that should be their focus, is a out-and-out number 9 that could be in the race for the Golden Boot every season, right? They don't need another creative winger kind of player. Like, they have a bunch of those. That's how I feel about Chelsea right now. Yeah, I mean, but at Chelsea, right? You know, you guys are just getting into your project with Enzo Maresca. You know, there's still going to be growing pains and things like that. So, you know, it is a bit more like understandable why there'll be some struggles at Chelsea at the moment, right? But again, like, this average positioning is crazy. So now I think Carlo does kind of have to step in and tell them, all right, bro, you got to, somebody has to be on that right wing, right? And again, I don't have a problem with them rotating in the game, with it being an interchangeable front 3, but it cannot be like this. It can't. Like, if Mbappe's on that left wing, then Vinny, you got to be central. Rodrygo, you got to be on the right. Like, it just has to, like, somebody has to be filling up an area. Like, imagine what Mallorca's left center back and left back were thinking yesterday when the right side of the pitch was just abandoned in attacks. They were probably thinking, like, am I being pranked here? There's nobody over here. And I mean, again, like, that is an issue that we might have because a lot of our front 3 that we want to run, they are all better on the left wing. They all feel more natural on that side. But they got to figure it out. They got to figure it out because this can't work. This average positioning, it's not going to be sustainable. It's not. You imagine you going against Atletico Madrid and nobody's on the right wing? Everybody's on the left wing? And you saw yesterday, it was so easy for Mallorca to defend against us because of the positioning, because it was so one-dimensional. Literally. Yeah, I saw that you guys signed João Felix. I actually just dropped a video on the channel speaking about you guys signing João Felix. So, yeah, you know, you guys could check that out after this ends. But, yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I think João Felix is a good player, though. He is a good player. I don't think he's ever going to live up to the potential that he used to have. But I like, on the ball, he's a good player. And I think he'll fit into what Maresca wants to do at Chelsea. Got Camavinga already and Tchouaméni, exactly. We can't overreact after one game. Let's see the next 5. We don't need anyone. Yeah, I mean, look, we don't necessarily need, and big up, Sam, big up, bro. Yeah, we don't need somebody necessarily right now. But again, over the next 5 games, right? If we drop points, let's say in another game throughout these next 5, that's not good enough, especially because the competition that we're playing is nowhere near our level. That's why it's unacceptable. right? I think if we were playing an Atletico, if we were playing Barcelona, if this was Man City or Arsenal, right? I don't think anybody would be that harsh on the performance. But it's the fact that you got cooked versus Mallorca. Mallorca created more big chances than us. Mallorca were the team that were in and around our box. Mallorca were the team that if you didn't know football, you would have thought they had Mbappé, Vinny, and Rodrygo. And I know that we dominated possession, but what's the point in dominating possession if you're not going to be able to create any chances? It's useless because we did dominate the ball, but Mallorca were more clinical, and they were cutting through our midfield like a hot knife in butter. It's crazy. He'll be on that left wing. I don't think so. Well, yes, he will, but I don't think he's going to start. At least not right away. I think it's going to be Pedro Neto's, but we know that Neto can't stay fit. So, yeah. But João Felix can also run as a second striker. You can also play him in like that number 10 role. So, I think there's going to be different ways that Chelsea use a player like João Felix. And at the end of the day, I think it's a good signing because it's just going to make your squad better. But I think you guys do got to start selling some people. I don't know how the hell Chelsea are spending this much money. It seems illegal. It seems like y'all are doing something fraudulent. So we're going to have to keep an eye on Chelsea because I think a transfer ban may be incoming. Let's see. Sterling getting forced out. Yeah, I did see that because, right, Sterling, he didn't even make the match day squad, right, for Chelsea. So, yeah, that is something to keep an eye on. Sterling may also end up at Juve, right? I've seen the links there. I think I've also seen him get linked with the move to Saudi, right? We'll see. But if I was Chelsea, I'd want to cash in on Sterling. But would he want to leave? Because he is on a lot of money at Chelsea, and I think he has a few more years left on his contract. So if he doesn't want to go, he doesn't have to go. But, yo, big up to everybody that's in here, man. Look, keep putting your comments in. I will get back to those. But the next point that I want to touch on before we kind of move off this is we need a striker. Right? Like, we need a different profile of a striker up front. Because off the bench, right? Last season, we had Joselu. And I was telling people when he left that we are going to miss him. And people were trying to tell me, no, you're not going to miss Joselu because you have Mbappe and Endrick coming in. And that's fine, right? And Joselu was never a level where he should be starting week in, week out for Madrid. But that profile off the bench, we are going to miss. And I think Real Madrid needs to go and sign Ivan Toney. Let Ivan Toney come off that bench because he offers you something different than what an Mbappe and Endrick does, right? Last season, when we were struggling to break through, right? When we couldn't score goals with the starting 11 that was out there, and you need to change up the tempo. You need to maybe add an aerial threat, right? You subbed on Joselu. You put crosses into the box. Now that he's left, we don't have any attackers that are good airily. Mbappe's like 5'10". Endrick's like 5'8". Vinny and Rodrygo are like 5'9". We have nobody that can come off the bench for Madrid and offer us anything different. If you take off Mbappe and bring on Endrick, you're still going to be playing the same exact way. The defense is going to still be able to defend the same exact way. Ivan Toney right now is at Brentford. 12 months left on his contract. It seems like nobody fucking wants him. I think Madrid should go in there, get Ivan Toney, and I think he would take a rotational role at Madrid. He's at Brentford. He's 6'1". He's good in the air. He's good in and around the box. He can also drop deep and link play. He can kind of do like that Benzema role. Now, I'm not saying that he's the same quality of a Karim Benzema, right? Like, let's not get crazy here. But in terms of the skill set that Ivan Toney has, it's very similar to what Benzema does in terms of that false, not like, playing that deeper role. And if we can't control the midfield, a striker like Toney, I think would be a good addition to the squad. Now, does he get into the starting 11? No, that's not what I'm saying. But I think in a game like we had against Mallorca, where we couldn't break through their defense, right? On the ground's not working, our passing. If you had a Joselu, we could have been whipping crosses in, right? That gives you another dimension to your attack, which we just don't have right now. All of our attackers are short. I think Ivan Toney would come here and do a really good job. And that's what I'm talking about in terms of being smart in the market. Because according to all the reports, they're saying that Madrid are done with transfers this summer. And I hate when they do that shit. Carlo has said it twice that the squad is closed and we're not bringing it. Like, shut up, bro. Why are you saying this? Like, you don't, like, why? Why aren't we making any more signings? Because this squad has some issues. It does. Like, nah, for me, bro, Joselu losing him is a big miss. I don't know why people tried to argue with me and tell me that it wasn't. He was crucial last season. You need players like him. I will go get Ivan Toney. I kind of just wanted to make that shout right there because a player with his skill set, he's a complete forward, good in the air, and he's tall. Again, he gives you something different to Mbappe. And then you can even sometimes start Mbappe on that left wing and Ivan Toney up front. And again, he can drop deeper. You know what? Let's forget the Benzema comparison in terms of skill set. Let's talk about like a Harry Kane, for example, right? We all know that Harry Kane likes to drop deep. He likes to link play with the midfielders, pick the ball up, and do that. Toney does it. That's the skill set. Like, that's the mold of player that he is. And again, only 12 months left on his deal. We could probably get him for like 40 million, 35 M's. You put him on that bench, let him rotate. Am I crazy, chat, for thinking that we need a different profile of striker off the bench? Because we don't have one right now. And Endrick offers you nothing that Mbappe can't do. Like, what does Endrick do different than Mbappe? So if we can't, because again, there's no point in putting crosses in unless Jude's in the box because all of our attackers are short. So it's irrelevant now. Like, we were putting in crosses yesterday, and I'm like, well, who are those going to? The guys who are under 5'9"? Like, let's be honest now. So I think that's something that we should look at, right? I mean, it's a shout. It's not going to happen. But I would look at that if I was Madrid and say, look at Ivan Toney's situation. He's a really good player. Let me see. Yes, sir. Like the video, guys. Like the video. What do you guys think about that shout, though? Ivan Toney to Madrid. Not to start, but to be that Joselu kind of player. Come off the bench, right? And, if we got to change up the tempo, if we got to change up the formation or change up the tactics, he's a player that can offer you things that Mbappe can't, right? Like, Mbappe can't drop deep like how Ivan Toney can. Mbappe is not as good of a passer as well as Ivan Toney is. Mbappe is not good in the air like Ivan Toney is. Let's just be honest. Like, Mbappe, yes, he is a better player. But Ivan Toney, again, offers you something different. We are going to miss Joselu this season if you do not bring in another striker that can play that role and that's going to offer you different things. I'm telling you guys that right now. Mallorca is a pretty tiny town. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure they are, bro. I'm sure. How can they score when they got 10 men back? What do you mean, Rajat? Big up, bro. Madrid draw made me good money. What you mean by that, Neil? Oh, you bet on a draw? No way. I don't believe that you went to your sports book, or the app, whatever, and you bet that Madrid were going to draw with Mallorca. There's just no way you did that. And if you did, I need you to tell me the lottery numbers because how would you have seen that coming? Only rated João Felix when he was at Benfica. Well, that's when he was at his best. That's when he was at his best, W take? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Toney from Madrid would kill it. Vinny and Wright. Bro, I'm saying. Like, oh my days. I'm telling you, like, that's the guy that Madrid need to go out there and get. Fam, you just won the league and UCL. Allow it. What do you mean? So because I just won La Liga and the Champions League last season, we can't be upset about bad performances. So I'm supposed to watch my team get cooked by Mallorca, not create any big chances, and I'm supposed to be cool with it. I'm supposed to, hold on. I'm supposed to look at this, right? Hold on. I'm supposed to look at this average position The left wing is just swamped. Nobody's on the right. And I'm not supposed to criticize any of that because I won LaLiga last season. I won the Champions League last season. Royale, this is a brand new season, bro. If you didn't realize, this is not last season. So when I see bad performances, I'm going to critique it, right? This is how you keep the standards high. We got played off the... You must not watch the game. You didn't watch the game. If you're trying to tell me to allow it because we just got dominated by Mallorca, bro, I don't know who you support. If you're a Madrid fan, big up, bro. But if we were playing Atletico, Barca, Arsenal, Man City, Bayern Munich, if we were playing any decent team, Liverpool, any team with quality, we would have lost 3 or 4-1 yesterday. You realize that, right? Like, that's how bad we played. That's why I said yesterday, the only positive that I was able to take away from that game was literally Thibaut Courtois. That was the only positive. He's been on great form since the first preseason game versus AC Milan. So, big up to you, bro. Appreciate you for being in here, right? Appreciate you for dropping a comment as well. Come on, big up, big up. But we are going to be criticizing when I play bad. I don't give a fuck. We could have won the Spanish Super Cup. We won the Super Cup, the UEFA Super Cup last week. I'm going to still criticize the next game if we play bad. Come on now, bro. What we doing? What we doing, my guy? Come on, Real. You know better than that, bro. I'm still not sold on your midfield. It takes one pass to buy. I mean, that's fair, especially because we don't have anybody that can control it. I brought up earlier that we are missing Toni Kroos, right? We don't have any midfielder that can fill that role. Deep lying CM that can control the ball, slow down the tempo, pick out good passes. So, I mean, yeah. The midfield, it is a bit shaky at the moment, but these guys have to learn how to play together. I bet on a draw. I think you're going to struggle this season, honestly. We'll see. Nah, but that's just one bad performance. You kind of overdoing. Bro, I'm analyzing the performance, bro. What? How am I overdoing it by talking about the performance and pointing out things that may be an issue? Come on, my guy. You struggle to build up. Vinny dropping in to help. Fair. It's a fair point. But I think, look, regardless, let's move on because I've spent a lot of time talking about the game, right? We got to touch on a few things as well. So, I want to talk real quick about Nico Paz and his future because according to the reports, they're saying that he's very close to leaving Madrid on a permanent deal. Now, I do want to share my screen real quick and show you guys the tweet. But, yeah, look, Fabrizio Romano is reporting that his time at Madrid might be coming to an end. And this shit actually kind of sucks because last season, Nico Paz was a surprise for me at least, right? Like, I don't tend to pay that much attention to the academy, right? Now, I pay attention a little bit more. But last season, when Nico Paz was given a chance, I think he looked good in most of the games that he played in, right? I remember when he got that goal against Napoli, scored a screamer from outside the box in the Champions League. And a lot of the fans were excited to watch him play. And then January came, and Arda Güler got fit again. And it's like we just forgot about Nico Paz. He wasn't seen again until the preseason that happened this summer. But he is a player that I think can be a very good player. But unfortunately for him, at Madrid, there's just not that many pathways into the first team. The midfield is stacked at the moment, right? He has to go against, forget just the starters, right? He has to get in the pecking order above Brahim Diaz, Arda Güler, right? He's still behind Dani Ceballos. I don't know why. I think Dani Ceballos is shit. And I'd rather give his minutes to Nico Paz. But nonetheless, he is low on the totem pole. And with the potential that he has, he needs to be playing first-team football week in, week out. And that's just not what's going to happen for him at Madrid. And there's been, reports and news over the last few weeks about him possibly leaving. And, Fabrizio just basically came out and confirmed it. So He says Nico Paz expected to leave Real Madrid in the next few days on a permanent deal. Understand that Como are pushing to sign Paz, while also Girona and Alavés asked for conditions of the deal. Real Madrid would have a buyback option to keep future control of Nico. So I like that, right? I think adding a buyback clause in a player of his quality is smart, because what if he develops into a world beater, right? Now you would want the option to bring him back to Madrid. And I think any deal that he gets attached to has to have a huge sell-on clause. I'm talking about maybe like 40 to 50% sell-on clause. Like, I would sell him for cheap right now. And then again, I would add a big sell-on clause in the future. Because let's say if in 2-3 seasons he goes to, so let's say if this summer he goes to Alavés and he's tearing it up. And let's say, I don't know, Bayern Munich come in for him and they buy him for 80 million. Yeah, Madrid need to be getting some money from that, right? Like, if you're going to sell one of your promising talents from your academy to another team, add that release clause, right? Add a buyback and add a sell-on clause as well to be able to profit from it if you don't even bring him back. But the teams that he's being linked to are interesting, right? Like Como, I think they're in, what? Are they in Italy, right? I think Rafael Varane just signed for them as well. To me, I like Girona. If I was Madrid, that's where I'd want to send him to, right? Girona, they're in Champions League. Their squad's a lot weaker than last season, right? Last season, they took a lot of people by surprise. I don't think most expected them to play the way that they did. And they cooked. They're one of the most entertaining teams in Europe. They played great football. But this summer, you saw what happens to most small teams when they overperform. They get rated. They're not as strong as they were last season. And I think that they'll regress. They don't have Dovbyk anymore. Savio is gone. Yan Couto is gone, right? I think a few other players have left. And I think Nico Paz staying in Spain, right? Playing in that Girona system where they play possession, attacking-based football, and he'll also get to play in the Champions League. He's damn near guaranteed minutes. On top of Girona, right, a team that didn't get mentioned that I would also want to sell him to if it came up is Dortmund. We all know that Dortmund, they are damn near not damn near. Dortmund are the best at selling and making their young players very good, right? I don't really rate Dortmund like that in terms of their philosophy, because to me, Dortmund, they're not a serious club, right? Dortmund, all that they want to do is buy young kids, make them good, sell them for a lot of money, right? I always compare Dortmund to the equivalent of human traffickers. They don't care about winning trophies. They don't care about competing. They just want to make top four to play in Champions League, and they want to sell their players. Like, if there's one team that's going to get the best out of a player to make profit, it's Dortmund. So I think, Girona, Dortmund, that's where I'd want to sell him to. But again, it is kind of sad to see him go, man. Nico Paz, good player. I think what Rajat said earlier that he wasn't rating him like that. But, I mean, this is a guy that when he got opportunities last season, I think he made the most of his chances. And hold on, before I get back into the comments, guys, do want to play a video real quick, right? Let's look at some Nico Paz clips. Let me see. Where is it at? Yeah, let's do this. Guys. 1 second, chat. Yeah, man, look, man. Let's look at some Nico Paz clips. Like, this is the player that we're going to be letting go real quick. Oh, no, don't show me Academy. Don't show me Academy clips. You know what? Let me just find that goal versus Napoli. Let me find that goal versus Napoli. Where was that? Was that here? I think that was here. Let me see. No. Yes. No. No. Where's that goal versus Napoli? Damn, I can't find it. All right, hold on. Nico Paz, Napoli. You like, we got to put that goal on real quick. All right, look, peep this, chat. Peep this. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Is it? Can't find it. All right, here we go. 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 All right. Chat, watch this goal. Watch this goal. Did you see the turn? And look at the strike. Damn, bro. We letting my guy go, man. He's better than Dani Ceballos. I tell you that. He's better. Yo, all the minutes that Ceballos gets, get that shit to Nico Paz, bro. But regardless, even if he did get the Dani Ceballos minutes, it's still not enough. Like, it's honestly still not enough. So it's like, he should be leaving anyways, right? What you guys saying? What you guys saying? Let me see. Give it at least 2 more games, then criticize? No. I'll criticize every performance. That's not good. Nah, big up to you, bro. Nah. It's all good, bro. It's all good. All good. Look, people don't have to agree. Look, and I want to make this clear, right? Just because you're in my chat, you don't have to agree with me, right? Like, this is what I love about football, is that everybody has their own opinions, right? If I view something and you don't agree with me, put it in there. Put it in there. I'll never tell people, no, you have to agree with what I'm saying. That's not how it works, bro. I like to hear other people's opinions. I like to hear your guys' perspective. So, yeah, don't ever feel like you have to agree with me, bro. Ever. No Camavinga destroying tendencies. Enzo Fernandez would be perfect to replace Toni Kroos. I agree. Hopefully, Chelsea want to sell him. Hey, look, Chelsea, I got 15 million and Dani Ceballos for Enzo Fernandez. Let's make that deal happen, right? Enzo Fernandez, good, but no, he's racist. I don't think Enzo's racist. I think he's ignorant, right? And ignorance means a lack of understanding. And, you know, if in Argentina, if that's normal behavior, right? He grew up in Argentina, right? He played football there. He was only in Europe for like a year before he went to Chelsea. I think it's more so ignorance. I don't think that he's necessarily racist. But I'm not the moral police, because there's a lot of footballers that we all love that if you go look into their past, it's a bit shaky. So, you know, I wouldn't be playing that card personally, because then I can't rate a lot of these players that I rate, you know? Okay, then let Nico Paz leave. Yep. Buyback clause. Buyback clause and a huge sell-on fee as well. For me, you just can't sell Nico Paz without having these kind of stipulations included. Raheem, what's up? Oh, it's Marvel. Okay, yo, what's going on, Marvel? Gundo coming back to City. Really? I didn't even see that. Gundo has kind of fallen off, though. Since he joined Barca, he hasn't been the same player. Let's see. Yeah, I saw that. Cesc is managing Como now. Gundo, okay, kind of overrated. CM. All right. Enough about Nico Paz. Real quick, we got to also talk about another rumor that I saw concerning Endrick, right? And when I saw this, I was like, damn, they're talking about this already? Now, you guys know that I rate Endrick, right? And a lot of people seem to be out on him. A lot of people seem to think that he's not going to be able to perform that well. And, he's kind of overhyped and he doesn't have the skill set that we need in these different things. But I rate Endrick. And I think he just needs time to settle in. But there's already reports that Endrick may go on loan in January if he does not get enough minutes throughout the first half of the season. Now, I think that does make a lot of sense, right? Like, if Endrick is not playing on a consistent basis, then yes, loaning him out would make more sense than just letting him sit on the bench, because then he's not going to develop that way. But we've only played 2 games this season, and the rumors are already there. And to be fair, when I first saw this report, I was like, nah, that's bullshit. He's not going anywhere. But then I thought about it. And it's like, yo, he didn't make his – he didn't get subbed on in the Super Cup, and he didn't get subbed on versus Mallorca. right? Now, that doesn't mean that he's not going to play. But, I mean, 2 games in, no appearances for Endrick yet. And I think while the team is still struggling, and while the front 3 that we currently have out there is trying to learn how to play together, I think opportunities for Endrick early on are going to be limited because you're going to have to play that front 3, right? Vinny, Rodrygo, and Mbappe. You're going to have to play them a lot for them to build up that chemistry. So the only time that I can honestly see Endrick playing right now is if we're going against like a second division team in the Spanish Super Cup competition, right? Or if we're going against a team and we're just battering them, right? It's like a 3 or 4-0, maybe a 2-0. Then you bring on the Endrick. Like, those are the times that I'm seeing right now where he can get minutes. Or, obviously, if an injury pops up. But this is one to keep our eyes on because he may go on loan. I mean, fair enough, right? I mean, Carlos said it last season when a lot of people were complaining that Arda Güler wasn't getting minutes when he was fit. Carlo came out and said, yo, my job at Madrid is to win games and trophies, not to play kids. And I was like, fair enough, bro. Like, that makes a lot of sense to me because I was one of those people that were complaining about Arda Güler not playing more. And he kind of, I think, shut up a lot of the fan base with that comment. But I definitely think Endrick is one to keep an eye on, right? I still am going to hope that he gets minutes. I'm going to hope that he does play a big role for us this season. But I would rather him get loaned out than him just ride the bench for the next 9 months. He's not going to develop that way. He needs to be playing, right? Maybe you could put him in the academy as well, right? Let him get some minutes there just so that he's just not getting any game time. That makes sense. But, I mean, what do you guys think about Endrick, though? Let me see. I think it's best to loan him out. He needs to play men's football. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, he was starting week in, week out for Palmeiras. So I know him coming off the bench is something that's going to be a little bit of an adjustment to him. And it's kind of crazy to think about him coming off the bench, considering that he's Brazil's number 9. He's literally Brazil's number 9, chat. But, yeah, man, I just wanted to touch on that as well, just because I'm like, damn, it's like so early on to be seeing that. But I think people are kind of onto something there, because if he can't start making some appearances, then you definitely do have to consider loaning him out. But look, last thing that we'll get into real quick, and big up to everybody, man. Make sure that you guys are smashing that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. 1 second, guys. But yeah, last thing that we'll talk about real quick is Éder Militão. Did you guys see those reports about him being linked with the move to Saudi? Read this, chat. They're saying Saudi have made an offer worth over 170 million euros for Éder Militão, but Real Madrid are refusing any kind of negotiations for him. He will stay. Now, let me tell you guys something right now. Éder Militão will stay at Madrid, but this story is bullshit. I want you guys to know this right now. Nobody in their right mind has come in with an offer of 170 million for Éder Militão. Now, I like Éder Militão. I think he is a good center back. But if this was true, I'm telling you right now, his ass would be in Saudi Arabia right now. We would have sold him. If somebody bid over 170 million for Éder Militão, we would have accepted that. He's not Vinicius. He's not Mbappe. He's not Jude, right? He is a good player. He's not world class either. He is a good center back. And if this rumor was true, this would be a massive overpay for him. This is just PR. This is straight PR. Nobody in their right mind is putting in this kind of bid for Éder Militão, respectfully. And if we did turn this deal down, if this is true, I would have to check Florentino Perez and ask him, are you okay? We know that you're getting up there in age, but do you need to retire? Because how the hell are you rejecting over 170 million for Éder? Bro, I would cash in on him and I'd go buy Saliba. Like, what are we doing here? But nah, don't believe this rumor, chat. Not every piece of transfer business that you read is true, right? Some things are bullshit. Some things are true, right? Some things you have to read and then use common sense to figure out if you want to believe it or not, because there's going to be a bunch of rumors every single window. But trust me, it means nothing. Literally, it means nothing. Notice how they didn't say what team put this bid in. They just say Saudi Arabia. There's multiple teams that are in the Saudi Pro League. Which one of them put the bid in for Éder Militão? And the Saudis don't pay that kind of money for players like that. They offer high wages, but they're not trying to just go spend 180 million on Éder Militão. Let me see what the comments are saying. Can these Saudi teams leave our players alone? So yeah, see, Edwin, Real Madrid FC, he's an idiot. Because if you would not take over 170 million to sell Éder Militão, you are confused, brother. Exactly. Look, take the money. Take the 170 M's, buy William Saliba for 100 million, and we are good to go. Facts. Like, what are we doing here? I would take 80 million for Éder Militão. Okay, now maybe not 80 million, right? Maybe, yeah, but I would take around that kind of money for him. But nah, this is bullshit, chat. Don't believe this at all. Ain't no way, boy. Ain't no way, boy. Or, you know, I know that we're a very prideful club, right? Like, Florentino Perez, he doesn't like to feel like he's selling players that he wants. He doesn't want to get bullied, because we don't get bullied. We are the team that do the bullying. So maybe it's a pride thing, but regardless, this was never an offer. Yo, big up to everybody that's been in here, man. Great episode of Madrid Hype. I am going to have to end it here. I got a work meeting in about 1 minute. So let me get through a few of your comments, and then, you know, we'll close it out here. But big up to everybody that's been here, man. Make sure you guys smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And as I said, this is a brand new show that I'm testing out, right? I hope that you guys do like it. I hope that you guys do like this kind of content. You know, I am trying to add more live shows, and I do want to do this on a daily basis. Monday through Friday, I want to do at least an hour every single day. So, you know, hopefully you guys did enjoy it. But yeah, let me see what you got to say. Let me see. I already got that comment. From what I've seen, I've not seen what the hype's about. Yeah, I think you're talking about Endrick. I kind of do agree. I agree. I need to see more from him. Just let Militao go. He is useless. Okay, he's not you. He's a good player. Come on, Mahmoud. Madrid would accept it. Any club would accept that. It's not like Éder Militão is the best center back in the world and all these things. Like, okay, if Éder Militão was the absolute creme de la creme of center backs, then yes, I would not sell him. But for the kind of player that he is right now, you got to cash in on him. What's his contract situation? That's actually a good question. Let me look that up before we end this. Éder Militão. Let me see. I'll tell you right now. I think he has a few years left on his deal. I don't think it's running down. Let me see. Yeah, his contract runs out in 2028. So we got him for at least another 4 seasons. Let's see. Wow. Leave Saliba alone. Hey, look, Neil, if y'all don't win some trophies, we will be there. Yo, don't think that Saliba is not in a group chat with his French teammates. You guys know Madrid looking like French FC at the moment. French and Brazil FC. If y'all struggle to win trophies, don't think Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Mbappe, and Ferland Mendy won't be like, yo, Saliba, what you saying, bro? You happy at Arsenal not winning trophies? You happy coming second every season to Man City? No, Neil. You better hide your boy. Because Florentino Perez, we will be in touch. Don't worry. Next summer, we will be in touch. Real Madrid just buy the best players and act cool. Well, if the best players fit the team, right, and if there's a need, you got to do it. Like and subscribe if your team collected 3 points. This guy, Alex, man. Big up, Alex. This absolute troll. Look, we'll end it there. Big up to everybody. As I said, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. I will not be able to do a Tottenham watch-along, okay? because I do have a work meeting, so I had to cancel that. But we will be back just throughout the week with other content, and then the watch-alongs will pick back up on Friday. We will be doing Mönchengladbach versus the defending German champs, Bayer Leverkusen. So, yeah, guys, I'm out. Peace.